Welcome to Angels Don't Lie with Jeannie Street. Jeannie is a God-based medium, owner of In Spirit Healing Studio, and new author of the book The Goddess You. Angels Don't Lie will be a show dedicated to healing and love, and we will be taking live questions. If you have a question you would like Jeannie to answer on the show, or if you would like to contact her, send your correspondence to jeannie@jeanniestreet.com or check out the website jeanniestreet.com. Now here's Jeannie Street.
I let the world on wake up. The trouble is I never went to sleep. I climbed the nightmares in the mountains in my dreams. Oh Lord, won't you get me back with me?
Hey, and happy Tuesday. Welcome to Angels Don't Lie. I'm your host, Jeannie Street, here on the fabulous KBJB Radio. Tonight I have a fantastic night for you guys. I'm just really excited. I have a special guest in the office. Drum roll, please. Teresa Rinaldi is in the hot seat tonight.
Hi there.
How are you tonight?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good.
I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited that you're here too. Teresa and I have known each other for probably like 5 years now.
I think so.
Yeah. Yep. So we've had our fun, and now we're here on the radio together. And Teresa is going to be launching a brand new class over at In Spirit. So I'm excited about that.
I'm super excited about it. The name of the class is Live in Your Light.
Live in Your Light.
Yeah. So the idea is that, we all carry some shame with us, from life experiences, maybe from, all different things. It can be a childhood situation. It could just be something that we kind of interpreted a different way that caused us to feel bad about ourselves. And so in the workshop, we start to unravel that a little bit, and we understand how to be more in alignment with who we really are meant to be. And
it's awesome, right? So the workshop is on Saturday, this Saturday coming up.
It is. It's Saturday at 10:30 till 12:30.
10:30. So right over in Woodbury at In Spirit. So you can sign up either on the website, which is inspirithealingstudio.com, and you can go right to the events page, and there's a link to pay and sign up, or they can email you, right?
That's right.
You want to share your email real quick?
Sure. My name, it's Teresa at teresafinaldi.com. It's TERESA at Teresa, F like Frank, IN like Nancy, ALD as in David, I.com.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight we're also going to be talking about what serves you and what doesn't. And it's going to tie really well in with connecting to the meaning of shame, because it all has to do together. We don't realize, I think shame is a big word. So we're going to kind of break it down through our conversations tonight. So it's a little bit easier understood.
Yeah, I think shame is a hard word. I almost feel like it's a scary word.
Yeah, it can be like people think, no, I don't have shame.
I don't have shame. Right. And that's where you kind of dig a little deeper. A lot of people don't want to believe that they have it. They're not carrying it. And it comes out in so many unfortunate ways, convoluted ways. Anger. There's a lot of suicide around shame. There's depression, anxiety, a lot of sort of reactive reactions that we have in life really are from a root of shame that hasn't really been healed yet.
Right. And I'm going to share with everybody that you are a national certified counselor who practices in a spiritual type of way. So you're a spiritual counselor and also a Reiki master teacher. So you kind of incorporate all of this work into an amazing practice.
Yeah.
And so you see clients in Brookfield right now, right?
I do. I'll see clients in Brookfield or in Woodbury. Yep.
Perfect. So again, we will share her information. It will be on the end of the post when we upload it as well. So it'll be there for people. And I'm sure you have your own story of connecting to where shame came from for you. So we'll share a little bit of that.
Okay.
I think that'll be a nice way for us to kind of teach, listen, show. So over the past week, I mean, we were so busy over in Spirit. We had lots of things going on, and I launched my first webinar, which is the Goddess You workshop. I had some of the listeners joined in, which are Rachel. Hey, Rachel, shout out to you.
Hey, Rachel.
Thank you for joining that workshop. And I'm trying to think, Lisa, KJ, Colleen, who else was on there? New gal Maria, Stephanie, she just joined. Hillary, welcome. If I'm forgetting you guys, I'm totally bad. I should have written it all down ahead of time, but that would mean I was highly prepared. And
One quick shout out to Kathy in Florida.
I was just getting to that. You didn't even let me. I did write that down.
I thought you were wrapping up the shout out.
No, I'm not. I was moving on to the next subject of it.
I'm jealous because I haven't been able to get over that step. And
I was like,
off.
when I saw the journal, Kathy, I was like, she did it. I can't even believe that she did it. Like, she did it. And then she sent the picture and everything.
Yeah,
so way
awesome.
to go, Idaho. Way to go. I also wanted to send a prayer out to a dear friend whose mom is at hospice. She may have even crossed by now. But I wanted to just ask the listeners to even send their love and prayers to support her, because this is a very difficult time as we lose a loved one. And saying goodbye is never an easy thing. And we need to be able to be in the moment. And it's not always an easy thing to be in the moment when somebody is dying, because we are feeling the pain. We are feeling our own sufferings, our own like worries of what is it going to be like without them, and mourning them before they're even leaving, completely gone. So I'd like to send Maria some extra love and support as she's going through this very challenging time. And it reminds me of my time last year. It's been a year already, which on Friday it'll be a year that my dear friend Jody had crossed over, and it was at hospice, and I was with my friends who we surrounded her with love. Pam was there, Carly was there, Dale had been with us the day before, and we were able to give her love. We were able to give her that moment of accepting the divine into her life. And how did we do that? We did that without the sorrow. I mean, of course you're going to cry and you're going to feel sad, but we didn't go to the desperation side. We actually stayed in the love side of things. And this is where we can choose. We can be in that moment of being of service for another. Not always an easy thing to do, but when you put your mind to it, when you make a decision in your mind to be of service, things can change and things can happen that are miracle moments. You can experience something in that great sorrow that will awaken your heart in an amazing way. So as we did this for our friend, we opened the windows, the curtains, and we allowed the sunlight to come in. It was June, it was warm, not like this June where it's rainy and cold and we have the heat on, but it was actually sunny and warm. So we opened the door and the light kind of it breathed over her, and it was like this miraculous moment. The lights were shining through the tree and you could see it glistening. My friend Pam took a picture of it, and there was this big orb that kind of appeared, and you knew that this was God coming for her. You knew this was the time, and we were able to send her with that prayer and witness it and really see that she was at peace as she took that last breath. And her family came around and sat with her on the bed and held her. Her aunt, who was her favorite dear aunt, was sitting next to her. Her dad's brother, who was there when she was born, and actually he told us a story that he had made it to the hospital before Peter, Jody's father, had, and they thought he was the father. So it's kind of a silly story, but it was so nice. And they got to, they were her favorites, and they held her and supported her. And of course there was a couple others there as well. But amazing moments. So tonight, when we're talking about the things that serve us and the things that don't, my friend Jody she was the lover of life. She was, go big or go home. We're going to party. We're going to have a great time. I was looking over her Facebook page because it's still up. All her pictures are still there, and they are her having fun, like living, and all these selfies, and she was always going to parties, and she just did all of that. She lived loud. So, I know myself, and as well as my other friends, we would try to help her and guide her to, take care of herself and to do some things that would serve her rather than not serve her. And, what you realize is that we all have the ability to choose, right? We have that free will, and you can't force somebody to do something different than what's in your mind. And that was a big lesson, I think, during her illness. And I think really for anybody, because we can be very judgmental of others when they're maybe not well, or they're going through a struggle. Well, you should do this, or you should do that, or you should do this. So those things that don't serve you is something like that. It's a judgment. It's, it's putting our own energy on somebody else. But we can guide, we can offer, and we can release that energy to just be like, oh, why isn't she doing this or changing this? Rather than, I'm going to send her a prayer, and I'm going to, make her a nice meal and drop it off. And I'm going to ask that the angels support her and surround her. And if that's her decision to, make that change, that's really great. Kind of an interesting perspective. So my friend Jody, she was like this vibrant person, and she wanted to be the face of cancer. She wanted to help other women so badly. She wanted to be here for her daughter and raise her, and she struggled because, life was not an easy thing for her. She had gone through a divorce that was really challenging her, really pushing her, and but she fought. And she actually did do an amazing interview with Danbury Hospital. She was their face of cancer for a short time. Casey, I'll send you the picture so we can put it on the end too. And she was, I'm here. She's for the American Cancer Society. It's just an amazing thing. And she also worked with this really incredible woman that runs Grace Project. And Grace Project, you can look it up online or on Facebook. She is a photographer, and she takes stunning photos of women who have had breast cancer, have had mastectomies, and had their life completely changed. And what it does, because most of us don't know how invasive this surgery is when you have stage 4 breast cancer, what that entails, what happens to your body. And a lot of women are left with, deflated chests. They're left with scars. They're left with pain. They're left with disfiguration. So Grace Project makes them feel beautiful, and gives money to researching and helping cancer survivors and finding a cure, which is very important. Very important.
What an uplifting way to help cancer survivors, right? To be able to give them a moment, and just even a little bit of time to nurture themselves and to feel embraced. Right?
I'll have to remind me to show you the photos from Grace Project. They're right on Facebook. They're really incredible. Mm-hmm. Very talented. So Jody had met she met a friend of the photographer at Kathy's studio, Kathy Henkel's Fitness.
Oh.
Shout out to Kathy Henkel Fitness. Woo! And Kathy always brings people together. She's the nicest person. I've always said it, the nicest person I know, because she always brings the best, and she just is such a happy, upbeat person. So anyway, she has this amazing studio, and it's all women who go and work out, except sometimes, occasionally, Casey goes and boxes. boxes, right?
Every
They-
Wednesday.
And
They let you in the
occasional
door every
yeah,
Wednesday.
I feel
What?
very lucky.
Yeah. Do they make you wear a skirt?
No, but I should come in with a tutu on one time. That'd be hilarious.
That would be really awesome. Or pink boxing gloves. Do you have those?
No. Can I borrow yours?
No, I don't have pink ones. Do you want me to swear? I'm a bad... I won't do it.
No.
I won't make you bleep. No, I won't make you bleep it.
You bleeped yourself instead.
I did. I bleeped myself. Bleep. I got to slow down. I just went so fast. That's what happens. I get it all flying out. So, Grace Project, check it out. Go on to Facebook, go on to the website, and, if you're compelled, go ahead and donate. People, they can use your help. They can, they can use the support. And I'd like to support you guys and say thank you all for listening. Thank you for listening and tuning in and downloading and, keeping this going. We're really having a lot of fun, and I'm glad to be here. If you'd like to call in tonight, the number here is 646-891-5252. And if you have a question for Teresa, you want to find out about her workshop, or if you would like a reading, or you just have an overall general question, call it in. You can also send it to Jeannie@jeanniestreet.com, and I can answer it that way too, hopefully, if I get it in time. If not, I'll save it and do it next week. So let's talk about shame. Let's talk about your story. Let's talk about shame.
Well,
Don't blame.
don't blame.
Don't blame.
Yeah, no blaming.
No blame for that shame.
Yeah, and I think that's really interesting that you said don't blame, because I do think that a lot of times with shame, there is a feeling of it's the fault of this person or this situation in my life or this entity, this school, this
Situation.
teacher, this whatever. It's a blame. And when we blame, then we can't really heal ourselves. We
Right.
can't really heal. We have to be able to look at what truly is in our way. And then from there, almost like what you said about Jody, really, I mean, this is simplifying it to the nth degree, but accepting, accepting. So offering it acceptance,
Right.
right? And choosing love, right? And those things are going to help us to begin to heal, right? But first we have to notice what it is, always, in psychology, in spirituality, in life. I think if there's an elephant in the room and we don't acknowledge it, we don't grow and learn from it, right? We have to acknowledge it, and we have to be able to talk about it. And talking is so hard
Elephant
for
is
some
so
people.
big too, right?
Yeah, I mean, right, you would think you would notice it.
Right, you do, but you feel it.
You feel it.
It's like an invisible elephant.
Yeah, but it's so visible. You feel it to the extent that you can feel the pain of it. You can feel the wall of it. You can feel the blockage of it, and it permeates every aspect of the relationship.
Take your breath away, right?
Yeah.
And actually, people have anxiety attacks because of that elephant in the room.
that they're not dealing with.
Exactly.
And so, to go back to the whole idea of what an awful word shame is, and nobody even wants to talk about it. Nobody even wants to believe that they have it. What I would like to do is invite people that have been told maybe that they are overreactive, or that they are typically pretty angry, or people can't talk to them, or I don't know, those kinds of behaviors tell us that there is something deep that is being unspoken, that needs to be healed. Now, for some people that are going to sign up for a shame workshop and they're waving their hand, I'm coming. I'm like, well, kudos to you.
Right.
I've got shame and I'm actually admitting it to people. Wow, that's a big deal. And that's a different person, right? That's the one who's actually willing to look at it, probably is reasonably, not to say the other one isn't. I'm not trying to negate or denigrate anybody, but this person that says, I have shame and I'm going to go work on it, they're a little more introspective about it. They're willing to look at their flaws a little more deeply, right? So they're going to go to the workshop and they'll learn. But for the ones that think, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. What, shame? I don't want to think about that. I don't have any shame. Well, I think I do think that most people have some level of shame about maybe feeling embarrassed about something that they've done, or somebody scolded them in a wrong way, or something hurt them deeply. And that's no big deal. One experience in life.
Right.
One experience in life isn't a big deal. The problem is that as time goes by, we take that one experience and we make it bigger in our head. And so for example, a kid who couldn't read all that well and they feel embarrassed in front of their teacher and their classmates. Then when they're feeling another moment later on, maybe not, gee, I'm not a good student, or gee, I couldn't read that recipe right, or gee, I didn't fit in. Nobody wanted me to play jump rope with them, or whatever. It all goes back to that same initial feeling of being ashamed. And what happens is it kind of grows in your head. It grows in your head into a place of anxiety and a place of depression. And so,
Yeah, that was my next question. Like, what are the symptoms of shame?
well, it's funny. There's this leading researcher out there. Her name is Brene Brown. She's the leading researcher on shame. And she's the one that's really made it a topic that people are now talking about for the first time. And there's a difference between guilt and shame. Guilt, we can admit that we created a problem, and then we actually can grow from that. We then can change the behavior because we're not identifying with the deep wound of shame. Versus shame, we feel like we are the problem. We are the fault.
Right.
Okay, so if, your dad always pushed you to wake you up every morning and told you you're lazy, good for nothing, you know what I mean? Then at some level we're feeling like we are the problem, that I am lazy, I am nothing, look at me, I'm not doing enough. So back to your question of how do we know that we have it, sort of? Is that what your question was? Yeah, I mean, I think when we are caught up in a feeling of I'm not good enough, or I'll never succeed, or, that level of what's wrong with me versus what problems have I created. Problems I've created, I can solve, I can get beyond, I can work on.
Right.
But when it's a problem of looking at ourselves critically and saying, what's wrong with me? That's the shame. That is shame. And that's very debilitating and creates all sorts of dysfunction, from dysfunctional eating to dysfunctional addictive behaviors and drinking, or maybe, like I said before, angry outbursts, or, sort of yelling at people instead of communicating. It's dysfunctional ways of relating to ourselves and to others. Right.
We were going to cut you off
Please.
for just 2 seconds. We have a call.
I'm so happy.
Karina is on the line. Hey, Karina, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Wow, you're happy tonight. How are you?
I know, I'm excited all the time. It is terrible. I just want to say, I'm mad that I missed last week. I heard you gave me a shout out.
I did give you a shout out, so I didn't do it this week because I was like, she's not even listening. No, that's not true. I didn't give you a shout out for no reason. I'm just being a wise guy.
I'm so sorry. But the last conversation anyway that we had, I just wanted to give you an update. I did all the things my grandmother said I needed to do, and this week I got a call from a guy in the industry. He's been in there for like 20 years. And I'm supposed to call him later on tonight, but I wanted to call you before I called him.
Aw, thank you.
And yeah, so it's starting to move already. I'm like, wow, that's all I had to do.
Angels don't lie, baby.
And now everything.
That's right.
Yeah, now everything's gonna start to work out. This is a beautiful thing.
And tell me, this is going to be on the stage. You're going to do acting. You're going to be stage performing.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be. Performing.
Yay.
I'm not sure exactly what this position entails. I think it will be somewhat, but I am getting into doing more acting roles. I actually have this spoof I'm about to do film in a couple of weeks that I put together.
Good. Are you filming this?
Ellen.
Are you filming this yourself? Or somebody?
No. I got another guy.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm not a girl. I don't
I don't know how to
Girl,
film.
if I filmed it with selfie, it would be a selfie.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling like one thing's gonna lead to the other, to the other, to the other, and they're just saying like, you know, keep your forward view, like keep that love view in front of you, and don't go to the past anymore. Like just keep forgiving, keep moving forward.
Okay.
Especially with that,
Cool.
especially with that relationship stuff, so it doesn't lasso you back in.
Right. Let it go.
Let it go.
Basically, right.
Let it go. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, it's been going for a long time, so it's cool. I mean, this more of my love than anything, you know, entertainment. So this is gonna be good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for calling.
I appreciate you. No doubt. Hey, you have a good day now.
You too, hon.
Wait a minute.
Bye.
Hold on, I heard you had somebody else, a guest in there with you, some
Yeah.
Reiki lady, right?
Yeah, Reiki.
Hi.
Reiki.
Reiki.
No.
I thought,
Hi, Karina.
I thought Reiki. I thought it was like reggae. Hi.
If she's doing reggae, we got like a whole different program going on.
I like reggae though.
Man, I thought you was doing reggae. I was like, oh, go Gene, get it.
That's a whole nother show.
But you guys, I don't want to take the whole show. You guys have a good night, all right?
Oh,
And
thank
Gene,
you.
for everything. I appreciate
Absolutely.
Oh,
thank
thank
you.
you.
You have a great night.
She has a lot of positive
it. You
energy.
too.
Bye-bye.
Hey, bye-bye.
Bye now.
She's hysterical.
Very cute. Very happy.
Yes, and we were like talking, you know, shame, we were kind of in the down, and then Karina calls up and we're like, woo!
All happy.
Yeah,
We like that.
It reminds me of Jody. So thank you, Karina, because you remind me of Jody, because that's exactly how she was. She was like super high on life, and she was like, you were like, what? Yeah.
Well, you know how things come
What do
together,
you do
right?
with your hands though? Like,
well,
what's
yeah,
that
because
about?
all our stuff, how stuff comes together.
Yeah.
It does.
Where she had
Synchronicity.
this old relationship where she may have not felt good enough coming out of that relationship,
Yeah.
and possibly could have been a shame situation there, you know, and that was bringing her down and
Right.
not letting her follow her passions.
Yep, and we definitely were talking about that, and her grandmother came through in those readings saying exactly that, like it is time to let that go.
Right.
So I'm sure this workshop is really personal for you, right?
Well, sure. I think there's no one that can go through life without some level of feeling ashamed. Sure.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, we all have to grow, you know, and I think that none of us can do well in life if we hold on to that would make us feel down about ourselves, you know. There has to, because it will only spiral to a worse place or more dysfunctional patterns.
Right. So those are the things that don't serve you, right? Holding on to those things. So
Very true.
When we talk about things that serve us and serve our well-being, it's sometimes hard to identify what those are because we get stuck in patterns of living in the same motion. And like we were talking on the way here, like Groundhog Day. This weather has been like Groundhog Day over and over and over and again. But people can live their lives that way and that's where we get that depressed, that kind of like there's no excitement, there's nothing new. And then we start going into the less than, and I don't have money, no vacation, and no this and no that. And we start going backwards rather than forwards, right?
Totally. That's totally true. And I think that one of the things that I like to talk with people about is that the brain, you know, it gets into these patterns of thought that trap us. It's, I think, it's Stephen Hayes, acceptance commitment therapy. He talks about the mind train. You know, that little brain of ours, it goes out of control. It has the thoughts and it sticks with them. It really likes to stick to those patterns.
Right.
It's almost like we all know we're reasonably, maybe some more than others, but we're reasonably addicted to our phones. You know, like we kind of look at them every, you know, so often, or every 20 minutes, or if it's every 5 minutes, depending on the person. You know, it's a little pattern in our brain that is woven its way and makes us want to look at that. That's a little bit of an addiction. And
Right.
it's like that with our thinking, where we have a certain way of looking at things, a certain way of thinking. We have to change that. We have to fix that. It's not serving us. It doesn't work for us. It doesn't take us to our highest place.
Right.
And so the idea is to learn how to think differently, how to become more of that observing mind, that the Buddhists talk about, and so separating that ruminating thought from that ruminating thought might still be there, but we're not going to be it. We're going to be instead the observing thought, noticing that rumination and learning how to be separate from that, right?
So I love your language because you have the logic side, but basically what you just said is living in your alignment, all right? And you have a fear addiction. When you have a fear addiction, you are not in your alignment. So you can't get out of the crazy thoughts. You can't get out of that pattern. You can't see love. Rather, you only see fear. And fear, Schmigo, in my book, he says the same thing. He controls you, right? He makes you stay in that shame. He makes you crazy. And so when you move into your alignment, and the alignment is a straight up and down thing when we're connected to God. It is not something that it's not something we can get without God. We have to open up that divine center so we can work through those feelings of shame, of less than, of anger, frustration, or judgments. We have to open that up so God can help us heal, and then we can raise ourselves up and be in that alignment, and which is amazing because it actually, literally, you are, like you said, above yourself. You're higher than this plane of just being here, earthbound, because the soul is infinite, right? We are infinite beings. It's just it is the fact. So what does that mean? It means that your soul is here and it's with the divine at all times. And we have a call.
Okay.
We will be right back to that, Teresa.
We will.
We have Kathy from Florida. Hello, Kathy.
Hi, Jeannie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, journal girl?
Well, I am good. I told Kathy that I was listening to you guys in the beginning of the show, and I heard my shout out, and I'm in my living room by myself, and I'm answering you guys. I'm like, hey, Casey, hi. But anyway, weird, crazy. So how's everything going? Hi, Case.
How you doing?
Everything's good over here. Did you hear Teresa? Good. Teresa's here in the house tonight, too.
Hi there.
Teresa.
Hi there.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad you called.
Yeah, I'm becoming quite the regular on this show.
I know. You probably never believed that.
What? I couldn't hear you.
I said you probably never would have believed that you'd be like a regular on a radio show, right?
No, and I not only just call in, though. I do. I listen every single week. I rush home on Tuesdays to come home and listen to it.
Right.
Which is really cool.
You sound so good, I have to say.
The reason, I feel a lot better, and I want to tell you, and this is my reason for calling today. When I started listening, I mean, Kathy and I go back a real long time, and she's been doing her KBJB and your show and stuff, and I never really listened, quite honestly. I mean, I listened to her music and stuff, and some of the shows every once in a while, but I didn't listen to your show. And then Michael passed, and I mean, I called in that night and whatever. And for the past couple of weeks, I've been listening about the meditation and the breathing and the alignment and the journals. And I've been feeling very angry with Mike. And I've done yoga, I've done breathing, I've done a little bit of meditation, and I have some of the meditation music and stuff. And I kept asking him for signs this week because I just have been angry at him. So I was at the beach last week, and I'm not really big on trying new things. I'm always afraid. And I was with my girlfriend Stella, and she told me we were going snorkeling, and I'm like, I'm not going snorkeling. And she's like, yeah, you are. And I'm like, I'm not going snorkeling. I'll go to the beach with you, I'll watch, but I'm not going snorkeling. Kathy, you need to try something new. You always wanted to do it. Just do it. We're going to go in 3 feet of water. I'm not doing it. I throw my things in the beach bag. I pick up the beach bag. Michael, everybody has a ringtone of a song in my phone. Mm-hmm. Michael's ringtone was the song Thank You by Led Zeppelin. I picked my bag up, and the song started playing.
There you go.
And I just started shaking. I started shaking, and Stella started crying. And I was just like, all right, get the snorkel. And we did. We went snorkeling. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know what you meant by you'll see signs and signs. you see them in a different way. I'm really, really starting to see things around me, and it's making me feel a lot more at peace. The journal, just, you just write and you just write and you just write, and then your arm hurts. It's like, my God.
Right. It just pours out of you, right?
And the breathing, it does. Yeah, it absolutely does. And then the last thing with the meditation, and I don't know, like everybody must have their own reasons why they meditate and stuff, and get different things out of it. But last night I decided to, I've sat outside on my back deck. I've sat quiet and did the breathing things and stuff. But last night I downloaded all my meditation songs that I have onto one playlist.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned out all the lights, and not all the lights, most of the lights in the house, all the TVs were off. I lit some candles, and I went to where Michael died. He died in my house. And I sat on the floor, and I played the music, and I just sat there, and I just breathed. And a peacefulness came over me that I can't even explain to anybody. And I just started pouring out tears. And today, I feel like I can forgive him now. I can't explain it to me. I just can't.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. But I wanted to tell you, everybody out there, that, you're afraid and you don't know what the signs are. When you really start looking into yourself, you'll see them all over the place.
I'm so
glad. And
that
you'll see them when you need them. I got a phone call from his aunt last night that I haven't spoken to in years. Why on his 2-month anniversary?
I'm so glad that you said that you mentioned about looking outward, but then when you look within is when you see them. And that is the truth, because when we're always looking outward, no matter what we're doing, we're going to see the old stories. We're going to have that old patterns. We're going to have that shame, that guilt. But when we look within is when we can get to the truth, and we can see that really yumminess, that peaceful, and you surrendered, and that surrender was what the opening door for Michael to come through and just shower you with love. That was that peace that you felt.
I just felt like I started rocking, on the floor. I was sitting, with my legs crossed. I just started rocking. Like I was just hugging him, and I forgive him. I don't, and it helps. Just not with Michael and myself, but with anybody. I think that once you really get into it, that it does. It just makes you feel at peace inside. I don't feel so broken today.
It's life-changing medicine.
How to explain that.
It sounds like a miracle, just that little shift right there, that you opened yourself up to this, and then you were able to heal.
And it comes.
And you have doubts as a regular person. I'm not saying you're not that you're
I'm
not
a regular person.
You know what I mean? You're like, how would I know? How do I know? That somebody's giving me a sign. I can't see somebody spelling out to me, I'm here.
Right.
But you do. So, and then my last thing is, 2 more things. So I want to know if you have any messages for me.
Well, first off, I'm like applauding you. Like, I feel like I want to say, way to go. This is amazing. So much has changed in your life in such a short time. And I feel like, the forgiveness will be like the open door for you. And he's showing me like a white horse. I don't know what the heck the white horse is. Do you understand the white horse? This can just be the freedom. Like he's showing me, I think that's what he's meaning,
you know what? I'm going to tell you what it was. In our bedroom, when we were younger, there was a picture of a unicorn, a white unicorn.
Okay.
I just got the chills, with a rainbow, and it said, if you love something, set it free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't,
we would have totally been best
never
friends.
Was, or something like that.
Let me just say.
Well, that's. I think that's what that means.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm gonna send you some pictures of all my unicorn stuff. I just went through my memory box and I found all this unicorn stuff that I saved from my teenage years, and pretty awesome stuff, Kathy. That's what
it was in the 80s, and we hung it on the wall.
Yeah,
so it might be that. It may be that.
Yeah, and the mug.
But the mug.
The mug.
Oh, his beer thing. His beer koozie. Tell him that I gave it to his daughter. I didn't wash it. I was afraid it would fall apart.
Okay.
It was his security blanket.
Yeah, he was just saying I was just getting blanket. Okay. That was the next thing I was going to say.
Yeah, I gave it to to his daughter, Alex.
He's
But
like,
yeah,
he's
I miss him.
showing me like such a freedom, and he's like applauding you. I feel like he's like taking that responsibility for holding you back and keeping you in a negative way.
He always said that. He said that all the time. I was too good for him. He always said that.
Yeah, and I feel like he's just
I
saying
never
like,
felt like that.
You didn't see it, and now you're seeing it.
No.
Now you're seeing it. It's why you can forgive.
No, I still loved him though.
No, it's not about not loving him. It's not about loving him. It's that I feel like he didn't let you be the light that you needed to be, and now you're going to be that light. You're going to be the light.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I do. I got to tell you, though, I do. I feel so much. So I mean, I'm not cured. I mean, I'm hurt. It doesn't just go away.
Well,
but,
grief has stages, right?
A lot better.
We go through many stages of grief. There's not one, but there's many. And so I love that you move through the anger phase, and now you can work through the forgiveness phase. And then you might go through another sorrow phase or another lonely phase. But each phase that you go through, the more you invite love in, the more you do those meditations and you surrender, the easier it's going to be. And
yeah, it just felt, like I said, so peaceful. I just wanted people to know that. I mean, when you do what you do, you just let you let go. I don't. You just do.
And the key lime, he's saying. Do you understand?
Key West.
The key lime. He's saying key lime.
No lime ever in the Corona.
There's the joke then.
And my Corona never.
Okay.
I drink Corona never with a lime.
Okay.
Never. He drank Heineken, but yeah, never a lime.
Then he's being
Never.
silly, right?
Oh, that's
He's
so funny.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's very silly.
Yeah.
Very silly. And he's probably running all over. Is he jumping?
He's just
jumping?
like super, super like active. I feel like he's just, he's cleaned up. I feel like he's actually straightened up. Like he's like standing taller than he did before. Do you understand that?
Oh, God, thank God. Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I do. He probably
And
feels better.
he's also like
furniture.
shaking his hand, and he's shaking stuff off. Like he's just shaking off. So.
Good, because he never shook anything off. That's good.
Okay. Well, there you have
He
it.
lived with too many. Yeah, good. He's free. I think he's free. My God. You're amazing, Jeannie. You really are.
Well, you keep going.
You just are.
Oh, thank you.
I will, and I'll keep you guys updated. Well, through Kathy, so I'll keep you guys updated.
Well, and on the
you
group.
have a good night. I'll give somebody else a chance to call.
Okay, bye, honey.
I love you guys.
Love
Bye,
you too,
guys.
honey.
It's a beautiful story.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you too, honey. Have a great night. Oh, it's so good to hear her sound back in her body. And I never met Kathy personally, but like the first time we spoke, she was in so much grief. It was engulfing her. And this is what shame does to people, and grief. Sure. Any of those things that we get stuck in, and it's energetic. We become that thing. We can become that shame. We can become that grief, and then we can't move past it.
Absolutely.
So that's why the messages are so powerful, because they're healing. They're little moments of medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So in your class, I think I asked why this was so personal, the teaching of the shame for you, right? Did I ask you that?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if you could give them, maybe our listeners, a quick overview, like what's expected, like how long the workshop is going to be?
Sure. Yeah. Well, so the workshop is 2 hours in length. In that workshop, we're going to have a meditation, just a quiet little centering meditation, and an opportunity for people to write some positive things about themselves. We're going to start it with that.
Nice.
And then from there, we are going to talk about a little bit about shame, the concept of shame, and sort of compare shame to guilt. Then we're going to get into a little bit of understanding how the brain works.
Nice.
And how that can really sabotage our ability to get out of those shame thoughts. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to work on ways to help alleviate the shame. And I think what you said was beautiful about sort of living in alignment, living in your light, right? Mm-hmm. And But there are so many ways to do that. There are so many different tools out there, psychological tools, sort of, using based on different, we'll say, I don't know if the right word is religion, but Buddhism, different faith traditions, different ways of trying to break it down to make it less about the pain and more about becoming who you're really meant to be.
Right.
And that's what I like to think about, is that each of us were born this beautiful little being. I think we're all born perfectly. And then either somebody or someone or some situation or some experience in life alters that. It changes it for us. And it can be one, it can be many experiences. And unfortunately, we build on that. And sometimes we are, middle age or younger, we're not anybody that we were actually supposed to be. We're not that beautiful person that we were when we were first born, that beautiful little being. We're broken in a lot of ways.
Right.
And what I'd like for people to be able to do is to be able to find that beautiful jewel inside of them, to be able to find that part of them that's always been there, that's been crying out for healing, that is meant for love and beautiful relationship with self and with others. And that can happen. I know it can.
Absolutely. I am a firm believer in that, for sure.
Well, I know in your work, you get to see that happen with people all the time.
Yeah.
Like you said, just with our last caller, so much pain, but to transform it through different tools, right?
And that's why it's so important. It's so important what In Spirit is about for me, because it's that space where I hold, I always say this word, sacred space, where we hold this, whether it's for a person or, we are waiting for something to come, a prayer. And that sacred space is your ability to open up with full faith and wait for what's to come. So In Spirit is my place to do that, to be of service, to allow people to come and use their voice and teach how they need to teach or share their modality and what's passionate for them. And because we might sound similar, but we come from a different point of view. And because people need different types of healers. I mean, there's so many people in the world, we can't just I can't reach everybody. Teresa couldn't just reach everybody. Brené Brown could not just reach everybody. So we have to have a multifaceted, amount of people out there doing this work, sending out that love, reaching everybody to say, here's what we can do. Here's how we can change the world, one being at a time. And so by you, Kathy, choosing to journal and surrendering in that moment, for you, Kathy, for Kirina, who also put into the practices what the angels had said and her grandmother said, these are things that change your life. And in turn has an effect on society as a whole. Absolutely. Because your life is changed in that moment. You will then move ahead and change somebody else's life. It's one person, it's paying it forward, one being at a time.
Absolutely.
So I invite you to check out Teresa's website, to make an appointment with her, to come see her. She's awesome. She's amazing. And
thank you.
I want to share our nutritional tip because it's going to really tie in to our talks. And Casey's getting his pen out. He's ready. He's like, all right, let's do this. Let's do the nutritional talk.
Let's do it.
It's going to tie into my dear friend Jody and to cancer survivors and people out there that are actually in treatment, that are working to heal their bodies, whether it's disease, whether it's high blood pressure. So this is amazing superfood. It is called Chaga. And that's CHAGA. Chaga is a mushroom. It grows on off of the birch trees. And Chaga mushroom, there's a lot of research. Sloan Kettering has done a lot of research on Chaga on their website. I believe the Mayo Clinic has also done research on Chaga mushrooms because it is such powerful medicine. It is anti-cancer. It's anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. It's great for the cardiovascular health. It lowers blood sugar. supports the integrity of the blood vessels. It soothes the body by reducing inflammation. So in doing so, in reducing that inflammation, it can really help with neuropathy. And a lot of cancer patients have neuropathy. A lot of Lyme's patients have neuropathy. It helps with the pain. Neuropathy and pain can go along hand in hand. Yes, what?
What is neuropathy?
Neuropathy is nerve damage. And what happens a lot of times from having cancer, either from the ports or from the surgery or from the tumor, it presses on the nerves, or I even believe it's the chemo that can cause it as well.
So you get numbness and tingling.
Yeah. So actually it heals, it can help heal it and reverse the neuropathy, which is unbelievable. And there are studies out there that have shown that it does it. So the pain, it helps reduce, because it's reducing inflammation, and inflammation comes from pain. I'm sorry, inflammation causes pain. When we have that high inflammatory rate, we can have a lot of pain as well. It helps with diabetes because it lowers the blood sugar. It normalizes blood pressure and cholesterol. It lowers the LDL, the bad cholesterol, I wrote it's an acid in it. It's I'm gonna totally say it the wrong way. It's BETULNIC. Utulinic, I can't even say it, acid. So Chaga mushroom is an absolutely incredible healing medicine. So this morning I actually made myself a Chaga coffee, because Chaga's great medicine. It can work in the intestines as well, to take out the inflammation in the intestines. So if there's some issues going on in the GI, it's great medicine. If you have a mushroom allergy, usually Chaga mushrooms, they don't bother you. They're wood mushrooms, so it's not the same as ground mushrooms. But you would definitely be talking to your health practitioner, your doctor, to make sure that you could welcome in this superfood. So how you would break down Chaga comes in chunks, it comes in little pieces, or you can buy the whole mushroom as well. You're going to want to make sure that it's an organic sourced mushroom from a reputable company that knows how to source these mushrooms. So because the healing properties take a long time to come out of the Chaga, you slowly simmer it, not boiling it, but simmering it for a very long time, kind of like the Italian grandmothers made their sauce. You slow simmer all day long, and you can keep adding a little more water and adding more water. So if you're using the small pieces, I like to do 3 tablespoons. If you're doing the chunks, you can do, just a couple depending on the size. And then you put it in a stock pot, like a 12, like a pot like this big, or like a 12 quart.
I don't know.
I don't even know. I like a soup pot, like that's what I use. I'm using my hands. You guys can't see this, but I'm using my hands. It's like this big. Can't you tell? I'll put a picture on our Angels Don't Lie Facebook page so you can see the size of the pot. Anyways, I put the water in there, I put the Chaga in there, and then I slowly simmer it down. And there you have your broth, and you just kind of skim it off, and you can put it in your smoothies. You can drink it hot. You can add it to a little coffee. But I'm going to tell you that if you have disease, if you have some illness going on, you're going to want to be in a more of an alkaline state than an acidic state. And coffee, if you're going to add it to coffee, is a more acidic thing. So you are going to want to do that very little, because you're going to want to have more of an alkaline state. So Chaga is great for that. It will balance that, but coffee will raise your acidic level. And so when we're talking about healing, we want to keep those levels down. We want it to be more alkaline. So I would suggest you just maybe have a little warm Chaga in the morning, then adding it with the coffee. Mm-hmm. But it is great for kind of reducing the level of coffee. Like if you're trying to cut back on the caffeine, it's nice to add to that, because you can get a nice healing component. And coffee is medicine itself. It has healing properties in itself. But when we overdo it, we're in a society of overdoing.
Or we add cream and sugar.
We have cream and sugar. We have all these coffee drive-thrus, which are not healthy. Those are not great coffee, right? So if you're going to drink coffee, go ahead and, brew it yourself. Don't be like putting it in a machine that's got a plastic cup and toxifying it. Go ahead and like actually make old school coffee. Don't use plastic. Don't buy those drive-through coffees. They're crap, loaded with chemicals. Loaded. So you want to buy a nice organic sourced coffee.
So Jeannie, I was thinking about something that you said, and I know you only have a couple more minutes, but you were saying that In Spirit Healing Studio is a space. It's a space for people, all types of people to come and find space, find a place for themselves.
Right.
And I guess I think about in healing, in life, primarily what we're looking for is that space, that place in our minds and in our hearts where we are able to separate ourselves with all that's going on in the world around us or wider, and find that space of noticing what we're feeling and healing that. And so I just thought I would make that connection that it's not only is In Spirit that space, but really for each of us to heal our lives, we have to be able to find that space within us, within our hearts,
Right.
so that we can heal. We
Yep.
have all that it takes. The body wants to heal.
Absolutely.
But we have to be open and willing to make that change.
The open and willing to do that work, right? The work which a lot of people don't like to do. It's not always easy.
Oh, it's very hard.
It can really challenge us, and we can keep saying no. I know I did that for a long time when the angel started to nudge me and say, hey, move this way, move that way. And I was like, no, I don't want, no, you can't make me. No. And I fought it for a long time. And then I created that space for myself to say, it's okay, I'm going to do that. So and I think that's the beautiful part about In Spirit. Not only is it like a space for healers to come and use the space to help others, but we're waiting for people to come. Like we're waiting for you. Come. We have great healers. We have great modalities. We have great classes to support you with whatever you're going through, any challenge, whether it's grief, whether it is anger, whether you're stuck in a job, whether you're just lonely and isolated, whether you want to learn. Maybe you want to learn and expand, and join one of these classes that are going on. There's amazing stuff for all of you. And I know some of you live far, far away, so that's why I started the webinars, so we could start to really connect. And I have plans. Don't you worry, Teresa, about getting you on there too. I got big plans, people, because my brain is always going. Always going. So that was a great night, right? It was a great night. We got lots of stuff in.
An hour flew by.
It did fly by. It went very quickly.
KJ wants to know if you can cook with them. I think that might be an old
Angels
classic.
don't lie, and angels do fly.
Yeah, right.
It flew.
So the Chaga mushrooms, you can cook with them. Like if you make that broth, you can add it to you can use it in a soup. You can add it, like I said, to your smoothie base. I like to put it in mason jars, and I'll keep a broth, just within, if I make a big batch, I'll keep it within that week. I won't use it any longer because there's no preservatives. So you want to always have it, 5 days is kind of pushing it. So no longer than that. So, and I'll share some other things that you can do in the next Angels Don't Lie, because there are other things you can add to the Chaga to increase the healing properties. But that slow simmer is what's going to help all those healing properties of the Chaga to slowly release into that brew, which is going to be the amazing medicine. Right? Bam. There it is.
Bam.
Bam. There it is. So thank you guys for tuning in. Really happy to have Teresa here in the house.
Thank you so much. It was so fun. I really enjoyed it.
So much fun.
So glad to be able to talk to people.
Yeah, even though we can't see those people.
We can't see them, but we know they're there.
But we know you're here. All right, my friends. So we will see you next week. And Angels Don't Lie. And remember, I know what I know, because angels don't lie. Have a great night. Miss Jeannie, and I'm out of here.